live from Hooper Stadium on the campus of Nevada Union High School. Touchdown Productions, celebrating 18 years of high school sports television, is proud to present NU Nevada Union Minor Football. Tonight, the opening night of SFL, your 3-1 Nevada Union Miners take on the 1-3 Del Oro Golden Eagles. The preseason is history, and the road to the league title play begins right here, right now. It's your NorCal Game of the Week. Now the Nevada Union Miners continue their run at Hooper Stadium and begin the 2014 SFL season against the Del Oro Golden Eagles. Good evening, football fans, wherever you are across our worldwide audience. This is Paul Brown. Alongside me tonight in our broadcast booth is Steve Sitter. Our executive producer and director is Gilbert M. Dominguez, and he is joined by the rest of the Touchdown Productions sports team, Paul Town, Tony Ronderi, and Sanyo Enos. Steve, the preseason's over, and NU's first league game is the Del Oro Golden Eagles.
That's right, and it certainly does not get any easier from here, Paul. The SFL is the toughest league in the section. The Miners finished the preseason with a respectable 3-1 record, while Del Oro played some of the toughest teams Coach Taylor could find, including last week's encounter with De La Salle, in which they came up on the short end of a 52-0 drubbing by the perennial champions and ended their preseason at 1-3. So while the stats may look like Del Oro is not a quality opponent, I think we'll see the real Golden Eagles emerge tonight and be on a mission to erase the memory of last week's loss.
Well, you know, Steve, if the past is any indication, Del Oro will come out and play tough, hard-nosed football and look to extend their streak, having never lost to the Miners since they joined the SFL in 2010.
That's right. Coach Houlihan will be looking for his team's first ever victory over Del Oro, and Coach Casey Taylor looks to maintain their dominance over the blue and gold.
So it all translates into a great game tonight for you at home. So thanks for spending your time with us tonight. We know you can watch anything you want on TV, and we ask you to thank you for choosing Touchdown Productions, and we're honored to be your host. Be sure to watch this game and all your sports telecasts on Touchdown Productions Game of the Week YouTube channel and on NCTV, Comcast 11, and Suddenlink 16, the home of the NU Minor football in Nevada County since 1997. So when we come back, Steve, we'll look at the standings and we'll get ready for the kickoff. You are watching exclusive coverage of NU Minor football right here on the Touchdown Productions Sports Network. We'll be right back.
Hello, I'm Dr. Victoria Tutak, and welcome to Advanced Chiropractic Centers. Are you tired of living with debilitating pain, physically impacting the quality of your life? Here at Advanced Chiropractic Centers, we offer a variety of options. We are a result-driven office devoted to your health care. My name is Dr. T, and I look forward to meeting your health care needs.
It's time to visit the newly remodeled B&C True Value Home and Garden Center. The new B&C has completely changed for your shopping convenience. Their new expanded garden center has everything you need, including expert advice on trees, shrubs, and perennials. Check out their new website and the new spring hours. And thank you for voting B&C the best hardware and building supply in 2012. So start right, start here at B&C True Value Home and Garden Center.
Welcome to Plaza Tire and Automotive Service in Grass Valley. At Plaza Tire and Automotive Service, the customer comes first. We only do what's right for the customer, not necessarily what's right for business. Third generation family member, learned all that I know from my Grandpa Fred, my dad, my Uncle Mike, my grandma. My entire family's been a huge part of learning about the automotive industry. Grass Valley is our fourth location, and you can also find us in Colfax, Penn Valley, and Nevada City. I am Blake Hauser, and I welcome you to join us for the grand opening at our Grass Valley location.
Accidents happen, and Tripp's Auto Body and Paint Shop understands your frustration when they do. They work on all makes and models and have been serving Nevada County for 3 generations. Tripp's is a proud member of the AAA Repair Network, and their technicians are iCar Gold Class professionals. Tripp's works with all insurance companies and is a direct repair facility for AAA. Voted Nevada County's best, it's Tripp's Auto Body.
Mike Bratton is the neighbor you can count on for your most important insurance decisions, 24 hours a day.
The first step begins with a phone call. Hi, I'm Mike Bratton, your good neighbor State Farm agent, and I look forward to hearing from you. Since 1984, my team and I have been educating clients and developing long-term relationships through personalized and professional guidance on their insurance programs. We will put you in the driver's seat and strive to enhance each encounter you have with us.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
And you see the color guard. Welcome back to Hooper Stadium on the campus of Nevada Union High School. We're about ready to start the football game, Nevada Union Miners versus the Del Oro Golden Eagles. And tonight, special night here at Nevada Union, Military Heroes Night. And we will have a special halftime show. In the stadium is the Golden Eagle Band. They will be performing, and we will celebrate the Military Heroes Night. Steve Sitter, let's look at the standings. We'll start with the SFL.
That's right. That's the preseason is over, and Wood Creek, Folsom, and Rockland, who are all very, very tough teams, go 4-0 in their preseasons. Nevada Union and Oak Ridge at 3-1. There's Granite Bay at 2-1, and Del Oro at 1-3. But as we said earlier, their preseason was extremely difficult, and we will see how they fare in the SFL.
Certainly, it's good to see the Miners there at 3-1, their best start they've had in a few seasons.
And looking at the PVL, no undefeated teams there. Colfax and Placer both at 3-1. Bear River with their bye week last week is at 2-1, so they should be well rested for their opening game in league. Center at 2-2, Lincoln at 1-3, and Foothill looking for their first win at 0-3.
And Touchdown Productions will be following the Bear River games here in the future next couple of weeks, so we'll keep a lookout for those games with Marty Mortensen and Steve Sitter. But join us next week, the Nevada Union Lady Miners versus the Golden Eagles. We will have that game for you right here on Touchdown Productions. You can see us on the YouTube channel. Steve, let's look at those volleyball standings. I know you're familiar with this.
I am. Oak Ridge and Granite Bay both 3-0 in league, but Oak Ridge 14-0 overall, having an excellent year. Rockland at 2-1 in league, 12-7 overall. Del Oro at 1-1, and Nevada Union at 0-2. We'll see them next week. Folsom also at 0-2, and Wood Creek at 0-3, 6-11 overall.
So we'll move back on now. We're looking at the standings here in the foothills. Tonight, a big test tonight for the Nevada Union Miners. Coach Houlihan will test his squad against the best that they've seen so far this season. All coming up, you're watching exclusive coverage of Nevada Union Miner football right here on the Touchdown Productions Sports Network.
Magnuson's Toyota and Scion is celebrating 25 years serving you in the foothills. Right now, Magnuson's carries the first all-electric SUV, and they're still the home of the Toyota Tundra. Magnuson's Dodge Chrysler Jeep is right down the street and features the new Ram diesel truck, Jeep Wranglers, and Grand Jeep Cherokee. It's Magnuson's Auburn Toyota and Magnuson's Dodge, both in Auburn.
Are you ready to buy or sell your home or property? Placer Title is your local title and escrow company located right here in the heart of Nevada County. We combine the stability of a national insurer with all the benefits of on-site title and escrow professionals. Being voted the best title company by the union readers for the past 7 years is a true testament to our local roots and unparalleled customer service. Stop by one of our 2 convenient locations, and thank you for keeping your business local.
We're at SPD Market in Nevada City asking people what they like about SPD.
I've been shopping here for about 20 years, and the people are very courteous, and I especially like the meat counter. It's nice. You have a great selection, very helpful.
Because it's local, it's small, they have wonderful selections of things I need, and the personnel are very nice.
And that's why people love SPD Markets in Nevada City and Grass Valley. And of course, brought to you by Touchdown Productions, the foothill leader in sports television. This is Gil Dominguez saying thanks for joining us tonight, and be sure to stay with us after the game when we announce the Bill Slade and Sons Trucking Player of the Game, created by Stuckey Engravers. Once again, the Touchdown Productions sports team will select the most deserving NU player and honor them with a beautiful plaque made by Stuckey's. So stay tuned after the game for the Bill Slade and Sons Trucking Player of the Game Award, created by Stuckey Engravers, and coming up immediately after this exclusive telecast.
That's right, and of course, last week's player of the game, number 9, Mo Nieves, who had 168 yards and 3 rushing touchdowns, his 4th straight game with 100-plus yards and a touchdown. He has certainly been one of the cornerstones of this team, and as we see now, the Nevada Union Miner team about to take the field holding the Stars and Stripes.
Like I said earlier, we have the Military Heroes Night, part of the celebration here at Nevada Union High School.
And of course, that's number 5, Travis Owens, the other big running back for Nevada Union. Last week, 115 yards and a rushing touchdown. 4 straight games where he has scored a rushing touchdown.
And he is the heart and soul of this team, so they say. Definitely one of the leaders and captains. This week, as we were prepping for this game, talking to Coach Dennis Houlihan, he was talking about how this game needed to be a very physical football game. He said they preached all week that they need to be physical. They need to be able to go out and trade punches with this very experienced and very good Del Oro Golden Eagles team. It has been a number of years since they have beat this team, and we're talking about many, many years. And he also talked about the fact that they got beat last week, the Golden Eagles that is, by De La Salle, 52-0, Steve. What do you think that does to a team's psyche?
Well, there are a couple ways to come out of that. You can either come out of that a bit humbled, going, 52-0. De La Salle is, really an amazing team, and there's certainly no shame in losing to a team as good as De La Salle always is.
True.
Or the other thing, and I'm sure Nevada Union is really hoping for this, is they can come out going, wow, maybe we're not as good as we think we are. Maybe Nevada Union could come out and really upset us.
Yeah, that's what Coach Houlihan was saying too, Steve. They said they came out with a tough preseason on purpose, but a loss is a loss, and it still causes some dissension and doubt. So there's a yin and a yang to going into a preseason that has such super great teams. You know that you're going to come out a bit beat up. You may possibly lose some of your key players in a preseason like that going into league, but you certainly are going to be in shape and be ready to experience anything that might be put in front of you. Out on the field, you see now the coin toss going on. There's your captains. Number 5, Travis Owens. Number 9, Mo Nieves. We were just talking about Mo. And then keep an eye on big number 79, Matt Cross tonight. Miners look like they won the toss. And, of course, number 12, Jarek Stefan out on the field as a captain for the NU Miners. The Miners have decided to defer and will kick off, keeping with the tradition of taking the ball at the beginning of the second half. Color guard in the end zone. Good crowd tonight here at NU, as always. Beautiful night for football, Steve.
Yeah, the air has cooled a bit. This is, I believe, the 3rd or 4th day of fall, and it is finally starting to feel like it. Got some rain earlier in the week, which really cooled things down.
We have seen a bit of problems, I believe, with conditioning here with the Miners early on in the season. They played their first game against Placer, and remember that game, it was so hot, everybody about died. A lot of cramping going on the field. Tonight, that will not be the case. As the color guard comes out, and we'll all rise for the national anthem.
Entering the field are rifleman Marine Corps veteran Steve Hawks, Army veteran Pete Vasilakos, World War II Army Corps veteran Bernie Oakley. Carrying the American flag is Army veteran Chaplain Dennis Houlihan.
Have a great rendition by the Nevada Union Choir. This crowd is geared up. They're looking for a fight tonight, and I have every indication that NU is going to bring it to them. Not many people think that NU can run with the Golden Eagles. We will soon find out.
I'm not sure the run is the problem. I think the problem tonight is going to be the pass.
And the Miners have talked about the fact that they need to fill some holes in their defensive backfield. We'll find out if they have done that. They will have to run with some very, very high-quality wide receivers. Number 3, Trey Udofa is their best receiver. We'll see him on the field. Logan Hurst will quarterback and be taking snaps for the Golden Eagles, and they will receive the ball on the kickoff.
Trey Adofia is the only Golden Eagle with a receiving touchdown on the year, and even then, he only has 4. And as strange as it seems to, be concerned about a passing game that hasn't put up too terribly many points, you really have to look at the opponents they've played. I mean, getting shut out by De La Salle is, it's pretty standard. But the fact that they still managed to rack up some good numbers but not put points on the board is still pretty impressive.
I mean, Steve, if you think about it, just calling De La Salle up and saying, hey, you want to play a preseason game, that right there takes a lot of nerve, and you've got to hand it to Coach Casey Taylor, putting that team on the schedule. So here's the kickoff. Logan Seamers kicks a short kick. It's taken at about the 35-yard line and ground down to the 40. Golden Eagles will take over. Quarterback duties, like I was saying, will be Logan Hurst, number 4. As you see him come on the field to call the first play from scrimmage.
On the season, he's just over 51% with 463 yards.
In the backfield, Christian Guerrero, number 34. Quick pass out to the right. Quickly up now and defending. Miners hitting Logan Hurst, hitting Udofia in the backfield. There'll be no gain, in fact, a loss of about 2 yards.
It looks like they're going to give him momentum. He got back to the line of scrimmage before he was driven back about 7 yards.
So it'll be 2nd down and 10. Miners changing up their defense. Over the middle pass. It is caught and down. That is number 32, Jacob Nolan.
That was a great diving catch. And that's one of those holes that Coach Houlihan said he wanted to fill.
Middle was wide open that time. Quick release by Hurst. Calling the plays now from scrimmage. Hurst looking for the quick pass. It's out. That's Shadofia again. He breaks the tackle and will get him maybe 2 yards. There to get him first, that was DJ Atkinson. Darn near pulled the ball out of his hands before he could get away and get a couple.
And we saw when Nevada Union played Placer, these defensive backs are not afraid to go for the strip. And we'll see it here. Just nearly wrapped up. Well, neatly wrapped up, I should say, at the end of that play. And that's what they're going to need to do, go for the legs.
Wide split left. Quick inside handoff. Not much there. Miners manage the hole with a gain of maybe 1 yard. It'll be 3rd down and 8. Golden Eagles will be forced to pass again.
Del Oro, not a very good rushing team, averaging just about 3.5 yards per carry. And Nevada Union on the season has not had very many problems containing the run.
Dylan Thomas from the defense looking for the sideline, looking for the momentum to stay the same. He looks for a quick pass out. There's a long pass now, way over the head. That was number 9, Justin Burgee, and he will now find himself in with a 4th down and 8. Golden Eagles do not look like they're going to punt, Steve.
Well, their high-powered offense, I think they're going to challenge Nevada Union.
No, they are going to punt, sure. And it's a squibber, not very long. Miners need to get away from it. Takes a Golden Eagles bounce and looks like it's going to be down at about the 11. Kind of a quick kick there, Steve. I mean, he looked like he could pass the ball or kick it. The decision coming from the sideline before the snap, so.
That was very interesting, although this is far from the first time we've seen a team's starting quarterback also act as punter.
So the Miners will start on about their 13-yard line. Quick handoff. And the gain of about 2 yards. That was Travis Owens.
Neatly wrapped up. It looked like he had a bit of a hole when he got his legs taken out from under him.
Yeah, it looked like he had some room there. Owens hitting the line of scrimmage very quickly. 2nd and 7. Inside again, this is Nieves. Not very creative, good for a couple. Looks like we'll have a 3rd down and about 4, maybe 4.5. Important play, I would say, Steve.
I would say so as well. Although I think by running straight at Del Oro, they might be trying to soften the middle, maybe trying to open up some late passing.
Well, they're very proud of their offensive line. We'll talk about that later on, my conversation with Coach Ernie Flores about their offensive line. 3rd down, looking to pass, finds his man. He's got it, got a little room. It'll be a 1st down. That's Schnitzes, James Schnitzes, the junior, catching his first pass of the night and moving the chains for the Miners.
That's a big 3rd down conversion, softening up the middle to open up that pass.
So the Miners proving that they can hold the ball. There's a replay, Steve.
Excellent pass there by Spillner. Hits him, just threads the defense, and gets it right where it needs to be. Schnitzes shakes the tackle, gets a few extra yards.
1st down. They'll try the middle again, like Steve Sitter says, the soft spot. That's Mo Nieves. If you ever meet Mo, you'll say this guy is a football player. He is all heart and soul, and I'll tell you what, he drives the ball like he was a fullback. But when he gets some running room, he's certainly got the foot speed to outrun everything.
Well, you don't get 599 rushing yards for nothing.
Owens looks like he's got some room. Owens out to the 45-yard line. And the Miners are looking very strong offensively, getting their second first down.
And all that is just finding a hole with the speed that both Owens and Nieves have. They don't need a lot of running room to get to top speed. And we'll see it here.
There's the replay.
All he has is one blocker, and it looks like Nieves out in front. Gets a good block. Avoids the foot tackle.
Quick inside handoff again. That's Nieves. He's going to have some room to run. Powering the ball, holding on, and looks like he's going to move the pile for 10 yards. Give me Mo Nieves in the football, and I'll show you a football player that can get yardage after he's hit. He looks like he got 9 yards.
That's about 6 more yards than anyone expected.
I know it's early on, but this Golden Eagle team's got to say, who the heck are these guys? This offensive line is flat getting off the ball. 2nd and 2. Quick outside. This is Owens. Owens looks like he's going to be dropped at about the line of scrimmage.
It looks like he lost
Maybe
a yard
so.
there.
Lost maybe a yard, so Justin Spillner, there you see him coming to the sideline. Get a play from Coach Dennis Houlihan. Dennis has got to know that he's got an offensive line that can move people up front. He'll probably stay on the ground.
Last week against Pioneer, the Miners were 5 for 8 on 3rd down conversions, which was their best showing of the season. But they are 3rd and 2.
So it looks like we got a timeout on the field. Coach Houlihan looks like he saw the clock winding down, didn't want to take the penalty.
And you can't forget about the Nevada Union Basketball Boosters 8th Annual Golf Tournament. That takes place this Sunday at Alta Sierra Country Club. Check it out, nuboosters.org/golf. And if you're a Placer Hillman fan, same day, the Basketball Boosters will be having their 3rd annual golf tournament at the Auburn Valley Country Club. Be sure to call 530-745-5721 and get your team signed up for either one of those tournaments.
I'm sure Coach Houlihan didn't want to take that time out, but wisely so as the clock was running down. 3rd and 2. He may have had second thoughts about his play call as well. 5:25 on the clock here in the first quarter. A scoreless game here, Hooper Stadium. Big 3rd down. Straight handoff. He'll get it. Ball's on the ground. Looks like it was recovered. Let's see if NU recovered it with enough yardage.
And it looks like the head referee came in, very clearly said he was down, but that will bring up 4th and about half a yard.
You know, I think they should go for a measurement on this. It's 4th down. It can't be more than a foot. And they will. They will not punt. They're going to call a play. They're going for it on 4th down. And that's no problem. Mo Nieves going to get himself about 3 yards, and that's the 3rd consecutive first down by the Miners.
Mo Nieves had nowhere to go, straight up the middle, does a roll left, and just pushes over that first down line. He knew he didn't have to get too far.
So the Miners are smelling it now. They know they can move the football on the ground. Only one pass play so far. Here's the pitch. It's Nieves. He's looking for some room. Actually, that's Owens, and Owens with a lot of running will get a couple.
And only about 2 yards there on the sweep, and Del Oro has shown they can go side to side pretty effectively. Both outside runs have been swallowed up pretty effectively.
Well, in my opinion, if the Miners are going to win this football game, they've got to do what they're doing right now. Ball control, hold the football, keep that offense off the field. Another inside pass. No, it's going to be a pass. He's looking, and unfortunately bounces it down all by himself, though. If he had waited another second, Travis Owens was streaking down the sideline.
Come on, guys.
Spillner, not seeing Owens, will now face 3rd down and about 7.
Very good job of selling that play action. Seemed like Spillner had a lot of time to set up and make the proper throw.
Spillner is going to roll out, looking for a receiver, finding one, throws over his back shoulder. That was Owens, and that play was exactly what the Cook ordered, but unfortunately not so well executed on the pass.
Now Spillner is only 48% on the season, but it looks like they're going to go for it here on 4th and 8.
I'm not sure I like this call. They could get it down inside the 10-yard line and put their defense on the field. Look for the draw. It's a pass play over the middle, and there's going to have to be there's no flag on the field. The crowd is not happy about this, but so far we haven't seen a flag, which is contrary to what we've seen in past weeks, but with that, the Miners will give it up on downs. Golden Eagles will take over, and now there's a flag. There's going to be a flag on Coach Houlihan, Steve. He wasn't going to give it up. He saw the penalty, as did half the fans.
Yeah, Coach Houlihan.
He wanted a flag, and now he's being given a warning.
Yeah, Houlihan not happy. The referee now not happy with Houlihan. The fans not happy with anyone right now.
Well, it was a pretty blatant push in the back. And now Coach Houlihan is going to hand his team a negative 15 yards. They're backing up as we speak. Coach Dennis Houlihan, as you see right there in the picture, this is one fine coach. And he is passionate about his team. He's passionate about his players. And not afraid to tell anybody what he thinks. And in this case, the Miners will pay for that with a 15-yard penalty.
And I understand arguing for your team. And if this maybe influences a call later in the game, I suppose that's about the best you can hope for. But that is 15 yards, and that hurts the team.
Well, so far the Golden Eagles have only had 1 first down and a total of 6 plays from scrimmage. Let's see if the Miner defense can hold again. Under center, Hurst. Quick handoff to the left side. That would be number 34, Christian Guerrero. Guerrero picking up about 5. Linebacking core, the strength of this Miner defense being led by Josh Belendez. Jim Adams wrote a very nice article about Belendez in the Union this week. You can see that online.
If you're a student athlete, I highly recommend it. There's some good information in there.
2nd and 5. Straight handoff up the middle one more time. That's again number 34, Christian Guerrero. Nothing fancy going on here, Steve. They're just going to push each other. Del Oro offense now faces the 3rd and 2. You got to know they'll take 2 plays to try to get it.
And you last week against Pioneer. Pioneer was 0-7 on 3rd down conversions.
Quick handoff. They're going to There's going to be a penalty. I think they were offsides. We'll see.
And this flag did come in prior to, or at least right at the moment of the snap. Prior to.
It's a personal foul. They'll replay third down. Now it'll be a third. No, now they're saying it was offsides on the offense, so it'll be third down and about 6.
Yeah, I guess someone on Del Oro lined up in the neutral zone. That's a very, very careless penalty. So now it's not even a push to get that 1 yard. Now you have to get 6.
Now the shotgun, Hurst, directing traffic, and they'll take a timeout. Casey Taylor on the sideline didn't like what he saw.
And be sure to join us next week as the Nevada Union Lady Miners volleyball team takes on the Del Oro Golden Eagles girls volleyball team. Check it out. It's our first look at volleyball this season. I believe it will be Jim Adams and myself calling the action here at Nevada Union. See, there's the SFL standings. Nevada Union looking for their first win in league. They're 5-10 overall, and Del Oro 8-12 overall, but 1-1 in league. Both teams have something to prove this year. Especially with Nevada Union, you see 4 straight losses. They are definitely looking to end that streak.
So Del Oro will come out with a third and about 6. Burning a timeout here. 2 minutes left in the first quarter. This quarter's gone by very quickly. Only a couple of flags thrown the entire quarter. Now they're staring at 6 yards. Miners changing the defensive formation. There's back to pass. Long ball to the end zone. It's a touchdown. And we spoke about it earlier. This is number 3, Trey Udofia, is the best receiver, and boy, he just outflew the defensive back. Found himself all by himself to catch that ball in the end zone.
Nothing fancy about that route, just a straight sprint down the sidelines, a little curve inward to get up to the pass, but there really was nothing any of the Nevada Union safeties could do. He was just gone.
Extra point is up and good. So first blood by the Del Oro Golden Eagles here with only 2 minutes left in the first quarter. Del Oro not showing much before that last play. We'll look at the replay here.
And this play gets started early. It's a play action. It comes out, really have to sell that fake, does a pretty good job. Meanwhile, 2 wide receivers to the left come streaking down. Perfectly thrown pass, and you can see there's a good 4 yards of separation. Pass just caught in stride, didn't have to adjust at all. And that brings up the Mike Bratton State Farm Insurance scoreboard. Del Oro Golden Eagles out on top with that passing game, 7-0.
Well, like we said earlier, the Miners need to keep that offense off the field. Although I gotta say, Steve, until that last play from scrimmage, we really hadn't seen much.
No, Del Oro still going with the pass, 4 for 5 completions, and only 3 run plays for a total of 10 yards. This is about what we expected to see from Del Oro tonight.
Well, the Miners need to stay up with them. They need to punch back immediately. Kickoff by the Golden Eagles here.
Brian Wilhide, the kicker for Del Oro.
Rose Squibber taken by the upman, Schnitzis. Schnitzis looking for some room, holding on to the football, and will drive forward. And the Miners will start on about the 22-yard line. Schnitzis doing his Owens impersonation, grabbing the quick kick. Here's a replay of the touchdown one more time. You can see. Now watch the top of your screen. There, he doesn't even put a move on him, Steve. He just outruns it.
No, that's exactly what it is. He is a very, very fast receiver. And you really have to have the safeties play loose on him. Because if not, he'll just run right by you.
1st and 10, Miners. Now we've got a offsides. That would be on, looks like a number 41. That would be Dylan.
Fought. Well, last week, the Miners, in probably the only bad thing they did, committed 10 penalties for 115 yards. That's really the only thing they have to, I guess, improve on.
Here's a quick pitch outside. Owens trying to find a little bit of room, makes up the penalty yardage, gets about 6.
But there is a flag on the play.
So let's see what that penalty is. This one appears to be going against the Golden Eagles. Let's see what we got. We got a hold. No, it's a hold against the Miners, so we'll march it backwards.
That's another 10 yards. That'll put him on the, should be the 12-yard line. Well, no, they're going to enforce it at the spot of the foul, and that was at the end of the play. So it will be the 15-yard line.
Over center, there's Spillner. He's going to look to pass. Has time, moving around the pocket. Now throws underneath and gets his receiver. What a pass play! And down at about midfield, that is number 10, Kraus Scott. And boy, did Kraus catch a bullet. Justin Spillner moving around behind the line of scrimmage, finding Kraus, and just delivers the most perfect pass. Steve, take a look at this.
Spillner is rolling right, and we've seen him make these off-balance throws frequently this season. Puts it on the back shoulder away from coverage and just able to spin out of it. Not quite able to outrun the coverage, but still just amazing balance to not only make that catch, but get more yards out of it.
So while we are looking at the replay, a quick play up the middle by Owens. Owens got back to the line of scrimmage only, so it'll be 2nd and 10. Ball spotted it right at the 50-yard line. Miners finding some energy with that long pass play, getting out of jail from the penalties. And now there'll be a timeout, an official's timeout on the field. I think the officials are talking to the bench and asking the player to be taken off the field. It looks like Kraus Scott is taking a breather after catching that pass play. He was roughed up a bit, so he's sitting on the sideline. In at wide receiver is Rodriguez. Now a quick play, looking inside and making the move inside. There's Nieves, and there will be another flag coming in if it comes in from the back judge. Not sure what this is. When it comes in from the back judge, usually it's on the defense. Let's see what they're going to call. It's a hold, and it's going to be against NU.
Well, that's 4 penalties against NU for 40 yards.
Nevada Union's offense looks sharp, Steve. They've just got to quit the foot shooting and keep these drives alive without any of these penalties. 2nd down now and 14. But Justice Spillner having an excellent game throwing the football. We have seen this before. I think the best throwing game he's had to date was against Placer, which is the first game of the season, but that is going to be the end of the first quarter. So as we look at the State Farm Mike Bratton scoreboard, Nevada Union nothing, the Del Oro Golden Eagles 7, and Steve, this game is not standing up to what the crowd thought it might be. We thought it was going to be a very high-scoring football game, but I think if the Miners look at it, they'll consider themselves as winning this quarter, even though they only gave up 7 points.
Yeah, absolutely. They did an excellent job on Del Oro's first possession, really stopping the pass game very well, even though Logan Hurst is 4 of 5 for 57 yards on the season. They're holding him down. They're really limiting his options, and with the exception of that 40-yard touchdown pass, they've looked pretty solid. Giving up the big play is something that they have to work on defense, but I mean, really, that's just nitpicking right now. Going 7-0 into the second quarter, that's not a bad place to be.
No, and they're holding the football. Time of possession definitely on the side of Nevada Union. Here it is, second down and about 14. Around the outside, this is Rodriguez, number 20, on the end around, finding nothing. So it'll be third down and long. The Miners able to convert the last third and long they had with a long pass play to Schnitzes. Let's see if they go back there. Spillner. Inside handoff. It's going to go to Nieves. No, check that. It is to Travis Owens, and Travis only managing to get a few yards. It'll be fourth down, and the Miners will be forced to kick. Back to kick. Travis Owens gets a good kick off to the left sideline, kicking away from the receiver, and takes an NU bounce. Looks like it's going to go out of bounds at about the 12.
That's a pretty good kick, about 36 yards.
Yeah, a little punt kick, and he wasn't certainly going to give it to the ever-looming Trey Udofa, who scored the first touchdown. Udofa back to receive the punt. They looked down the field, found out where he was, and kicked it the other direction. So Golden Eagles will have the football on offense. Hurst calling the plays. Now a switch on the defense, outside handoff, and a bevy of Miners on the tackle. There's going to be a loss of yards. Steve, they're just not able to run against this Miner defense so far.
No, in fact, on the season, they really haven't been able to run well against any team. But Nevada Union, with extensive experience guarding against the run, Lincoln used the wing tee that Nevada Union uses. They know how to defend, and they know how to adjust.
Udofa on the far left side. Spread formation. Now they're changing up again. Looks like a pass play. It is. He's going to go for the long ball, and it's intercepted. The Miners intercepted. It looks like Rodriguez, and he backs in to about the 15-yard line. The Miners are in business.
Excellent, excellent read. That's all that was.
And that was Joseph Tanak, and Joseph read the quarterback's eyes all the way through. He looked right at his receiver, and Steve, you can see, lets that ball go, and Tanak just comes straight across, makes the big play on defense. the Miners take over on the 15-yard line. Best field position they've had tonight. Spillner. Hands off. Fakes the reverse. He's got room inside. Down to the 5-yard line. Travis Owens. And this is the most excitement we've seen this crowd in a long time. Del Oro, everybody thought they were unbeatable, but I got to tell you, the best team on the field right now is the Nevada Union Miners. Second down and about 3. Inside handoff. This is going to Mo, and Mo isn't going to get much. Maybe 1, maybe 2.
I think they'll be looking at a 3rd and 1 here.
Well, we know the status of the kicking game. So, Mo Nieves. And I think we're going to just start calling him Mo for the sake of the fact that he gets more yardage than anybody else on that field. 3rd down now. 3rd and 2. Crowd is on their feet. Quick handoff. Here it goes. He's looking for a move, and he's getting about 3 yards. He may have a first down, and it's going to be very close. Travis Owens hitting that right side. Let's see where they spot it. It's going to be a first down. They're going to move the chains. It will be 1st and goal now for the Miners.
On the 4-yard line.
They'll have 4 plays to get about 4 yards. Let's see if they go inside. They do. And Mo is hit, drives his way back to the line of scrimmage, maybe just beyond. Clock at 8:30 in the second quarter. I'll tell you, the crowd here, I haven't seen them on their feet in a number of seasons since the playoffs, maybe 2012. But many of them standing now. Here it is, inside. They're going to go to Mo. Mo's looking for a couple. Down to the 1.
Just grinding away.
Holding the football, grinding away, using up clock, even though it's only in the second quarter. This is the kind of football Coach Dennis Houlihan was looking for.
And boy, I tell you, a play action draw to the left. I think Spiller might be able to walk in.
Well, they need to get this thing moving because they've burned a lot of clock. They got to get this play going, or they're going to have to take a timeout. Here it is, 3rd down. They're going to go straight inside. Mo drives through and he gets his touchdown. Mo Nieves shows the Golden Eagles that the NU Miners came to play.
He is the go-to when they need 1 yard, 2 yard, 3 yards. Give it to him. He'll make it happen.
So now comes the extra point. We do know the Miners have had a low percentage of these this season. We're going to see if they can pump one through to tie the score.
Last week, Seamers was perfect on the extra points.
And it's good.
And I tell you, that's probably the most solid kick I've seen from Logan Seamers all year.
I agree. He put that one right through. So 7-7 here. 7 minutes left in the second quarter.
And this is just about the grind. It's going to be a sweep to the right. And Nieves goes right into 2 Del Oro defenders, just manages to keep his feet and put a lunge across the goal line. That was not easy by any means. And now you see the Mike Bratton State Farm Insurance scoreboard. Nevada Union in the second quarter ties it up 7-all with 7:12 left in the half.
So the Miners showing that not only can they get the big defensive stop, but they can put the points on the board after they get it.
This is exactly what Pleasant Grove did to Nevada Union, is what NU is doing to Del Oro right now. It's the grind. It's just the not stopping, not slowing down. You get hit, you keep going. That's what NU couldn't stop against Pleasant Grove, but if they keep this offense going for the whole game, Del Oro will be the off-balance ones.
And I tell you, the penalties and the fumbles have been the Achilles heel of this Minor team. We've only seen a bit of that tonight. They've got to keep that off the scoreboard. And here's the kick. Short kick to the left. It's going to go out of bounds at about the 18-yard line.
You know, at the opening kickoff, I thought that little squib kick may have been accidental, maybe nerves and jumpiness on the part of Seamers, but I think they are doing it intentionally to keep the ball out of the hands of Trey Udofia.
So they will re-kick it with a penalty. Logan Seamers, if he can just kick the kind of kick he did with the extra point. They've now moved Udofia to the left-hand side of the field. I wonder if he'll kick it acrossways. They want to keep it out of his hands clearly.
Get some loft on it, drop it into Christian Guerrero maybe.
Low kick, it's a spinner, it's going to get through, and they will have a return. NU needs to find a tackler, finally catches the ball carrier, and he's going to go all the way. No, they're going to get it down. It's Travis Owens finding his way, fighting his way through the offensive blockers to make the tackle at about the 20-yard line. I thought that play was finished, but Owens found a way to get through and make that tackle.
Joseph Tenek had a hand on him. That was Ben Hart on the return. He had both hands around and got demolished and lost his grip at about the 30-yard line.
That's what happens when you have those low kicks. They don't give the offense enough time to get down there and cover. Now, over the ball, Golden Eagles. Straight handoff inside. Melendez quickly hit along with Kraus Scott. Gain of maybe, looks like 2 yards, if that. It'll be second now and 8. We'll look for the Golden Eagles to go back to the air. That has been where they've been successful tonight.
Absolutely. They're only averaging maybe 3 yards on the ground.
In the shotgun. This is Hurst calling the play from scrimmage. Quick pass out to Udofia. Udofia is going to have room, and he's going to score. Second touchdown now for Trey Udofia. They have got to find somebody out there. That pass was out, and he was halfway to the goal line before the defense could even make a move.
And hats off to the designer of that play. There was ample blocking. And as we see from Owens and Nieves, Udofia does not need very much room to get to full speed.
No. And the kick is up, and it's good. So quite a crowd here at Hooper Stadium. Here's a replay. Quickly, Steve, look.
Yeah, you'll see how well this play is designed. That's Grant Mateer in motion. He's going to continue in motion and be the lead blocker for this play. Comes out, and there's only man coverage. There's only one man he has to block, and he neutralizes him. Bam, right there.
Miners had the blitz on, but clearly there was a missing defender out there to the right, and the Golden Eagles saw it immediately and took advantage. So, a kickoff and two plays from scrimmage. Golden Eagles now are back in front by 7 points. Here's your State Farm Mike Breton scoreboard. Miners will receive the ball Again, they need to exchange punches with this team.
And if I'm defensive coordinator Brad Dalbon, I would not have Trey Odofia on man coverage alone for the rest of the game. You have to have two guys on him.
They didn't have any coverage on him at all, Steve. There was nobody out there on him. I can't believe that that was the defensive call. Something was missed. Kicking off, this is Wilhide. Ball taken by Rodriguez, and he will go up to, looks like, about the 28-yard line. Isaac Rodriguez. Rodriguez, a junior, takes some of the snaps in the backfield for the Miners. So let's see if the Miners can get themselves back on the scoreboard here before half. 6 minutes and 3 seconds before halftime.
Keep that grind, keep the defense off the field.
Quick pass in the middle. He's got, this is Owens. Owens is going to go upfield now, finding about 13 yards. And again, the Miners proving that they can move the football. Owens all by himself in the middle. They'll move the flags.
He was wide open and stalled just long enough to open up a hole by himself. You'll see it at the end of this. Spillner does a good job buying the time for Owens to circle back. And you'll see he is all alone, no defenders.
Back to live action now. Here's Owens again looking for some room on the sideline, going to get nothing. In fact, he'll go backwards about 5 yards. Golden Eagles having their nose to the wind that time, smelling that one out before it even got going.
Yeah, let's see the end of this. You see him he fakes left, jukes back right, and then goes right between the defenders to get an extra 4 yards. You can see why he's the heart and soul of this team.
Second down now, 14. Let's see if the Miners go back to the air. They will. Spillner looking for room and throws an interception. And it looks like they're going to take it to the house. All the way down the sideline, Spillner throws the pick six. And the Miners, in the course of about 3.5 minutes, go down by 13 points.
And that's just sloppy. Spillner has to know he's throwing across his body. He's not going to have the same speed on that throw as he normally would if he was rolling right.
Golden Eagles lined up for the extra point. Ball is snapped down and good. So Del Oro giving NU a little taste of their own medicine, picking off the pass. Spillner looking right at his receiver, and you're right, Steve, while he was moving, didn't set himself, delivers a perfect strike to the defense.
And you see there the Mike Bratton State Farm Insurance scoreboard. Del Oro a quick 14 points in this second quarter. They're up 21-7. And with Spillner, that's only his second interception on the season. He's normally he normally knows enough that if he's going to deliver a pass, he's going to deliver it either complete to his receiver or incomplete. He's going to err on the side of caution.
No, he's been very, very good, no doubt about it. Spillner, the junior.
And that is another thing to keep in mind. He is only a junior. He'll be back next year, and he'll just be that much more experienced.
Well, with 4:49 on the clock here in the second quarter, the visiting Del Oro Golden Eagles up 21-7. The Miners will get the kickoff and have another shot at it. I see this team as being able to come back from this kind of a deficit. Great character on this football team, great enthusiasm, and you can't say that about every team certainly, but this one's got it. And here's the kick. It's a long kick, and it will be returned. This is Rodriguez looking for his screen, going outside. Gets a good block by Owens. Find the sideline. And I think we're going to get a flag, maybe a hold now on Owens. I'm not sure.
It looked like his hand got hooked under a pad. He really wasn't trying for the hold. It got just tangled up under the pad or the jersey.
It will be a hold, and it will be at the point of the foul, so they'll back it up. So the Miners get themselves in a bit of a hole. We'll start at the 12-yard line. It looked like Rodriguez had some running room. So let's see what Coach Dennis Houlihan can dial up here to finish off the second quarter.
Yeah, there is still 4:40 remaining, and you already given up 55 penalty yards.
No sense in changing the game plan. Stay with what you brought.
No, keep with the grind. Don't go for the big play.
There's inside. This is Nieves. And Mo will get a standard 5 yards.
I think if Nevada Union plays this possession properly, Del Oro won't have more than 30 seconds, regardless of how it goes. If they keep grinding out first downs on the ground, maybe a screen pass, maybe some play action trickery, but really stick to the ground. You're getting consistent yardage.
Play your game, you bet. Inside now. Looks like Owens again. And he'll get another 4 yards, so it'll be third down now and about 4. War drums now coming out of the NU band. We will see them perform at halftime. Owens in the backfield. It'll be a quick one. And it's long. He's got room. He's going to outrun him. This is Nieves. He's at the 40, the 30, the 20. He's going for the corner. The 10. He's in. He's in. Nevada Union scores from the 21-yard line. 79 yards.
An 81-yard touchdown run
by Mo Nieves. And did you see the wheels on the man? We think he's all power. We think he's all grit. But when the man got some room, see ya. He outran the entire defensive backfield of Del Oro.
And fought through about 3 arm tackles to do it. Well drawn out play.
Yeah, you got to hand part of that one to the Dennis Houlihan call. Down, up, and good. So the Nevada Union Miners hand one right back at the Del Oro Golden Eagles.
Paul, you absolutely called it. They needed to respond to that quick 14 points by Del Oro, and that's about how you do it. 81-yard run from your workhorse.
I'm going to rename Mo Nieves. I wish Jim Adams was here because he probably wouldn't approve. But I am going to rename him Mighty Mo Nieves. And I'm just going to drop the Nieves and just call him Mighty Mo. We have given him 2 games in a row of the player of the game because he is carrying this offense. And again, his speed and his power to break tackles is keeping NU in this football game. Of course, Travis Owens is doing a great job himself.
Now what you have to do if you're Logan Seamers here is kick it high. No line drives. You have to give your team a chance to get some coverage downfield.
And it's going to be a pooch kick. They're going to kick it to the sideline. It's going to be taken on about the 30, and it'll be ground down. The Miners will hold them on about the 35-yard line. So that's where Del Oro will take over. 3 minutes and 12 seconds on the clock. Now, I'm going to remind you about the game against Pleasant Grove. Late in the second quarter, the Miners had a bit of a letdown and let them score, and that was a big turnaround in that game. They need to hold here. Del Oro handing off, straight up the middle, got some room. Melendez hitting. Now a bunch of Miners in the pileup as they move it forward for about 7 yards. Good tackling. First hit, though, inside was Melendez and Dylan Fatt. Outside handoff, and a great tackle. Oh! Coming in,
there
Dylan.
Dylan Fatt.
Dylan Fatt again. We're going to remember his last name because he fought his way to that tackle. Great, great hit by the senior linebacker. So now we got 3rd and 4. Clock continues to run. Now here's the replay, Steve.
Yeah, you see him. He comes off right here. He's going to come off. He just absolutely demolishes the guy supposed to be blocking him. Leads with the helmet, drags him down.
Big play now from scrimmage. 3rd down and 4 yards. He's going to pass. Looks outside. He's hit inside. He's got his big tight end. That is number 32, Jacob Nolan, and Nolan is a load. 6'3", 235 pounds. Catches it over the middle.
The defense there was going for the block. Possible interception rather than playing the man.
They need to get up on the receivers. There's a blitz on. He's going to go around, getting some room, and all by himself downfield. It's going to be a touchdown.
And for the first time in Del Oro's season, it is not Treodofia, it is Mason Hurst.
And another blown coverage. That time it looked like out there, that was Dylan Fatt out there that ended up making the tackle, but there was nobody within 10 yards.
No, absolutely. The all the safeties and the defensive backs just assumed that Logan Hurst was going to run with it, and he is a very accomplished runner. But he stayed back behind the line and just delivered didn't even need to be a great pass, an adequate pass for the touchdown.
Extra point is good. So the Miners are showing that they do have a hole in that defensive backfield. Here is a replay.
You'll see it. The coverage downfield is fine at first. The defensive line does a good job, forces Logan Hurst inside, and it looks right about here. He's got 15 yards of running room if he wants to take it, but he pulls up, sets his feet, sees the open receiver in Mason Hurst, and all of the defensive backs are just caught flat-footed looking as that pass sails down to Mason Hurst.
There you have it. Miners going from euphoria to following Hurst into the end zone.
You see the State Farm Mike Bratton scoreboard. Del Oro 21 points in this second quarter, extends their lead back up 28-14. There is still 1:35 left in the half. Nevada Union with 2 timeouts.
And this team is a bunch of fighters, like I was saying. They're just going to have to tighten up that defensive backfield. Either that or just start blitzing to the point where they can't get any passes off. Here is the kick. It's a low liner. Once again now it is to Hernandez, and he has some room and is pulled down now at the 10-yard line.
Excellent tackle by Logan Woods. Came screeching out from the side and did not let go.
Isaac Rodriguez once again the ball carrier. Miners need to, at no less than get off the field without having to kick this football. Eagles having only one timeout left, I believe, Steve.
No, both teams have two.
So the Eagles may take a timeout if they can hold them in the first couple of plays. Quick pitch out now. This is Owens, and Owens will head for the sideline and gets about 7.
Yeah, Nevada Union's looking to score. They're looking to score before the end of this half.
And that's the way you do it right there. Quick out to the sideline, stop the clock. Nevada Union on their own 19-yard line. 2nd and about 2. Quick inside, and now the pitch. The pitch is fumbled, and somebody needs to get on that football. And nobody does, and it's going to be a touchdown, Del Oro.
Dalton Bannister right there. And that is an extremely careless turnover.
And there are some sad faces here in the stands. That was a mental error, Steve. I like the football game that Nevada Union has brought tonight, but it's mistakes like that and mistakes like leaving the receivers wide open that are absolutely killing them.
You're right. That's the difference between the preseason and the regular season. The regular season teams will capitalize on mistakes. You see it. Nevada Union throws an interception. They run it back for a touchdown. You fumble the ball deep in your own territory, they're going to swarm it. They're going to recover it.
Watch this. And nobody falls on the ball, Steve. He misses the pitch, pitches it behind. That's basically the fault that time, unfortunately, of Spillner, who just can't deliver a good pitch. And then they both decide who's going to get on it. Nobody ever does.
No, it still bounces around.
We got Owen standing looking at the football, and then nobody tackles him. It's a mess.
No, and it is absolutely 100% the mental mistakes.
Thank you, Tony Rondini, for great camera work down there in the end zone. But both Spillner and Owens would like to have that one back. Both thought the other was going to get that ball, fall on it. And when nothing happened, unfortunately, Travis Owens is caught just standing there watching as the ball is picked up and taken into the end zone. 35-14 now. Del Oro leading.
And you see it there on the Mike Bratton State Farm Insurance scoreboard, 35-14 with a minute 10 left.
Okay, here is Owens going to take this kick. He's going to try to go to the other side of the field, finds nothing, and is going to be wrestled to the ground about the 10-yard line. Once again, the Miners will take over deep. And we'll have just over a minute to see if they can put something together as far as the score is concerned.
And again, over a minute left, 2 timeouts. They can score. At the very least, they can wear down Del Oro's defense. But Del Oro should not have the ball back unless it's after a Nevada Union touchdown.
Straight up the middle now, that is Nieves. Mighty Mo getting a couple. They're going to be happy letting this clock run. Let's see if the Eagles take a timeout before the half. It doesn't appear they will. Oh, now the clock is stopping.
Yeah, they're going to stop a clock. There's a Golden Eagle down.
Somebody's on the field. It looks like, is that number 42 on the field? We're not sure exactly who that is.
I believe Del Oro may be charged with a timeout since this is under 1 minute to go in the half. And either way, it might be a good idea for them to just take one to stop the clock, as there was no gain on the run. And if played properly, Del Oro could have one or two offensive plays if they force a 3 and out. And they're having the player lay flat, and that is not a good sign. I believe that's number 42, Israel Luna.
Luna, a sophomore. He is a fullback and a defensive tackle.
Checking his legs to see if he can feel down there, which would pretty well indicate either a back or a neck injury, both of which are extremely serious. So they're going to sit him up. That is Israel Luna.
They're sitting him up now. Looks like he's going to walk off the field. Comes off with a round of applause. So 51 seconds left on the clock before the halftime. Miners trailing by 21. It'll be second down and about 10.
And now their team takes a timeout, so the clock will run.
And they'll be sacking Spillner. Big play inside. That was number 54, Roddy Hamilton, getting in. And now the Golden Eagles are going to take a timeout and see if they can save a few precious seconds. It is 24 seconds on the clock before half.
They waited a long time to call that timeout, too.
I think the coach was trying to make a decision whether he wanted to try to get the football back. 24 seconds isn't much time. It's third down and long. Stay tuned for halftime. The Golden Eagle Band, you see it on your screen. I'm assuming they're going to come on the field and give us some kind of halftime performance. We'll look to see that. Also, we are celebrating Military Heroes Night here at Nevada Union at Hooper Stadium. We'll look forward to seeing that activity as well as listening to Steve Sitter. He will go over stats and we'll do a quick review of the first half. Here's your Mike Bratton State Farm scoreboard. Game's moved right along tonight. There's our second quarter. We've had 42 points scored. Just about the time you think that the Miners are going to plow their way back into the game. The Golden Eagles intercept the ball and then get a freebie by picking up a fumble inside the 5-yard line and taking it in for a touchdown. So here we go, under center now. It'll be quick, and it's going to be Nieves, and it's going to be another safety. The wheels have completely fallen off of the NU wagon. A simple, and there's a flag now in the end zone. This is a sorry state, Steve. I thought NU was playing an excellent football game. Honestly, I thought they were the best team on the field for the first quarter and half of the second, and then the wheels just came off.
Well, this will be an unsportsmanlike penalty against Del Oro. I'm assuming probably excessive celebration.
Probably taunting or something, yeah.
Here's
a replay.
And you'll see this play is fine. There's nothing really wrong with this play. The pitch is fine, just goes right through Mo's hands. I'm not exactly sure what that play was going to be. Maybe a punt? He was very, very far back in his own end zone. I can't imagine him making a pass from back there.
Something, it was a trick play of some kind. I mean, they did, and Mo was hit badly, but like the last play, it was simple execution. The pitch was bad in the last play, fumbled, and the touchdown resulted. Now, another pitch gone back to Mo. He takes his eyes off the ball. The ball goes right through his hands. Safety.
And you see at the end of the play, the head referee who was there calling the safety was staring at some of the Del Oro players as they were coming off the field, and then he reached for his flag and threw it. So it must have been something they were saying to each other, perhaps some colorful language.
"18 seconds left on the clock here. The last 2 minutes has been like an eternity for the Miners.
So the 15-yard penalty will be assessed here on the free kick. And instead of kicking from their 20, he will kick from the 35.
Good kick.
And an excellent tackle by Chase Fry
on Trey Udofa. And let's see if that's going to be into the half. No, they're going to say, now here's the penalty. You can see this in the end zone. We're going to see a quick replay. So we've got Mighty Mo down on the field, and he gets up.
Now keep your eye on that referee who's signaling the safety.
And they're saying, yeah, they're saying something to him.
Well, they're talking to each other, and you see there the attention is drawn, and boom, there's the flag.
So that official didn't like the movie he was watching, decided to flag it. Now, back to live action. A quick pass to the sideline. It looks like it will be complete. That will be to Udofa, and he is out of bounds right at the yardage marker. We've got 3 seconds left on the clock here. So the Eagles are going to get one more play off. Remember to join us at halftime. We've got the band, and we have the Military Heroes Night. 3 seconds left on the clock. Quick pass play out to the left, and it's going to be a pass to Udofa, who misses what would have been a sure touchdown. And fortunately for the Miners, didn't look up in time to find that football and bring it in. So the Miners take it to the locker room, down 14-37. There's your Mike Bratton scoreboard. You have been watching.
Hello, I'm Dr. Victoria Tutak, and welcome to Advanced Chiropractic Centers. Are you tired of living with debilitating pain, physically impacting the quality of your life? Here at Advanced Chiropractic Centers, we offer a variety of options. We are a result-driven office devoted to your health care. My name is Dr. T, and I look forward to meeting your healthcare needs.
It's time to visit the newly remodeled B&C True Value Home and Garden Center. The new B&C has completely changed for your shopping convenience. Their new expanded garden center has everything you need, including expert advice on trees, shrubs, and perennials. Check out their new website and the new spring hours. And thank you for voting B&C the best hardware and building supply in 2012. So start right, start here at B&C True Value Home and Garden Center.
Welcome to Plaza Tire and Automotive Service in Grass Valley. At Plaza Tire and Automotive Service, the customer comes first. We only do what's right for the customer, not necessarily what's right for business. Third generation family member, learned all that I know from my Grandpa Fred, my dad, my Uncle Mike, my grandma. My entire family's been a huge part of learning about the automotive industry. Grass Valley is our 4th location, and you can also find us in Colfax, Penn Valley, and Nevada City. I am Blake Hauser, and I welcome you to join us for the grand opening at our Grass Valley location.
Accidents happen, and Tripp's Auto Body and Paint Shop understands your frustration when they do. They work on all makes and models and have been serving Nevada County for 3 generations. Trips is a proud member of the AAA Repair Network, and their technicians are I-CAR Gold Class professionals. Trips works with all insurance companies and is a direct repair facility for AAA. Voted Nevada County's best, it's Trips Auto Body.
Mike Bratton is the neighbor you can count on for your most important insurance decisions, 24 hours a day.
The first step begins with a phone call. Hi, I'm Mike Bratton, your good neighbor State Farm agent, and I look forward to hearing from you. Since 1984, my team and I have been educating clients and developing long-term relationships through personalized and professional guidance on their insurance programs. We will put you in the driver's seat and strive to enhance each encounter you have with us.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Back at Hooper Stadium here, and we're at halftime now. Miners trail the Del Oro Golden Eagles 14-37. And on the middle of the field, we do see that the cheerleading squad from the Miners is there to perform. So, Steve, as the cheerleading squad comes off the field, let's talk about the statistics for that first half. What do you have for us?
Well, Nevada Union got stopped on the run, which is something they have not had happen to them all year. 154 running yards, but at 25 plays, that's just over 6 yards per carry, which for any other team would be, all right. That's twice what Del Oro usually expects, but Nevada Union is averaging over 10 yards a run on the season, so they have actually had some trouble on the run. Del Oro, only 17 rush yards, averaging about 2.5 yards per carry. So that's bad even for them. So the Nevada Union defense, at least the run defense, playing pretty well. However, Del Oro has 145 pass yards, and their quarterback is 8 for 10. 80% in the first half, averaging just over 18 yards per completion. That is what we were expecting them to come out and do, and that is what Nevada Union needs to stop. If they can stop that, all they have to worry about really just the short passes, because they've been burned. 45-yard pass, 40-yard pass, 21-yard pass. They really need to cut down the big plays. That's been their problem all year, and that continues to be the story in the first half. Also, 3 turnovers and 6 penalties for 55 yards. Those are all mental mistakes. Every single one of those is a mental mistake that should be fixed, especially by the time league rolls around.
I couldn't agree with you more, Steve. So now we'll continue with the halftime entertainment on the field. The Miners cheerleading squad. And a great performance by the NU cheerleading squad as we are at halftime here at Hooper Stadium. I know the girls work real hard on this, and we watched them before the game practicing. So to continue our conversation, Steve, I think the mental errors have been the biggest part of their demise, but we also have to look at execution. Late here in the second quarter, nothing like poor execution around the goal line that resulted in a safety and a touchdown. Now on the track, you'll see this is the NU band, and this is part of the military's Hero Night. We will listen to them play America the Beautiful.
Sorry for the delay. And now if you will please join as the band performs America the Beautiful. For the veterans.
Great rendition by the band as they celebrate Military Heroes Night here at Nevada Union High School. Gil Dominguez and Touchdown Productions has been following the NU Miners throughout their career. Starting in, I believe, 1997.
A great performance there by the Nevada Union Band and Color Guard.
So 3 minutes and 41 seconds left here in the half. This has been the Touchdown Productions Sports Network. We'll be right back.
Magnuson's Toyota and Scion is celebrating 25 years serving you in the foothills. Right now, Magnuson's carries the first all-electric SUV, and they're still the home of the Toyota Tundra. Magnuson's Dodge Chrysler Jeep is right down the street and features the new Ram diesel truck, Jeep Wranglers, and Grand Jeep Cherokee. It's Magnuson's Auburn Toyota and Magnuson's Dodge, both in Auburn.
Are you ready to buy or sell your home or property? Placer Title's your local title and escrow company located right here in the heart of Nevada County. We combine the stability of a national insurer with all the benefits of on-site title and escrow professionals. Being voted the best title company by the union readers for the past 7 years is a true testament to our local roots and unparalleled customer service. Stop by one of our 2 convenient locations and thank you for keeping your business local.
We're at SPD Market in Nevada City asking people what they like about SPD.
I've been shopping here for about 20 years, and the people are very courteous, and I especially like the meat counter. It's nice. You have a great selection, very helpful.
Because it's local, it's small, they have wonderful selections of things I need, and the personnel are very nice.
And that's why people love SPD Markets in Nevada City and Grass Valley. And of course, brought to you by Touchdown Productions, the foothill leader in sports television. This is Gil Dominguez saying thanks for joining us tonight, and be sure to stay with us after the game when we announce the Bill Slade & Sons Trucking Player of the Game, created by Stuckey Engravers. Once again, the Touchdown Productions sports team will select the most deserving NU player and honor them with a beautiful plaque made by Stuckey's. So stay tuned after the game for the Bill Slade & Sons Trucking Player of the Game Award, created by Stuckey Engravers, and coming up immediately after this exclusive telecast.
Is back to Hooper Stadium as we see the Miners come back onto the field after a dismal second quarter, trailing the Del Oro Golden Eagles 37-14. We will be talking, Steve Sitter and I, about Player of the Game honors before the end of this half, and so far the jury is out as to who may be leading that contest. Miners certainly have given a good fight in this game up till about the halfway point of the second quarter, where, as we said earlier, the wheels fell off the bus. Points being scored on a safety and a touchdown purely out of the fault of handing the ball or pitching the ball back. This looks like Steve Sitter is back now in the booth. Steve, do you have any comments about the first half before we kick it off?
Well, I did crunch some more numbers here, and I found out that as a result of those 3 Nevada Union turnovers, they gave up 21 points. So that at this point, this really is the story of the game. 21 points off turnovers. You get rid of all of those, minus the safety, which really came off of a fumble. It's a tie game.
It would be. The score really doesn't reflect how well the Miners have played tonight. And we'll see if they can get back in this football game. They'll have to play a perfect half of football. They will receive the ball to start the second half. If you recall, they deferred after winning the coin toss. Coach Houlihan, I'd like to have been a fly on the wall at halftime. I think he'd have a lot of very positive things to say to his team, regardless of the score, as he comes back out on the field.
No, absolutely. There are a lot of positive things. For instance, 201 total yards of offense. That's fantastic against Del Oro. fact, they have more total offense against Del Oro, or they have more total offense than Del Oro, who only has 162. So there is definitely a lot to be proud of in there.
Wow.
The big problem is you got the pick six, you got the fumble run into the end zone, and that's where the points come from. They're not coming from the offense. They're coming from Nevada Union's mistakes.
And the big problem also is Trey Adofa, who they really don't have an answer for. He has been running wild and catching footballs and could very easily have a third touchdown had he looked over his shoulder last play at halftime, where the halfback pass fooled everybody, but it was thrown away. So we're still waiting for both teams to come out on the field. Clock winding down. On the other side of the field, you can see the Golden Eagle band. Big crowd has come here from the Del Oro campus. There's the band.
Well, Del Oro and Nevada Union do have a bit of a storied rivalry across all sports, but especially in volleyball.
You and I also did the NU Lady Miners game against Del Oro this year, if we recall, Steve. There's a rivalry there, too. Two evenly matched teams, schools of similar size.
And historically, both of those schools have fielded excellent sports teams across all sports.
All sports, true. Well, Touchdown Productions will be bringing you some of those Nevada Union basketball games as we come up on the Kendall Arnett here. We can also tune in next week, the NU Lady Miners versus the Golden Eagles in volleyball. You can see that game on the Touchdown Productions Game of the Week on YouTube. Go to touchdownproductions.com/store. And you can also get DVDs of any of these games if you are interested by calling Touchdown Productions, Gil Dominguez. He has games in archives back many years, 15 years, 18 years, back to 1997. Imagine if you had an ex-miner, Bear River Bruin, that wanted to see himself on a DVD, a Christmas present. That would be, I would like to see that personally. I played football back in the time when they had Super 8, though, so. What are you laughing? It's true.
No, not laughing at it. I saw that movie. It was all right.
Yeah. My dad stood up in the stands with his Super 8 and got this choppy thing that they called a movie. But that's a whole nother story. We're coming out now for the second half. The Miners will take the football. Back to receive Rodriguez and Travis Owen. Owens looking to redeem himself after that debacle of the handoff in the end zone that resulted in the touchdown. So here is the kickoff for the second half. Owens will take the ball at about the 1. Looking for blocking. Finds some way inside. Powers his way to about the 25-yard line. Miners need to stay with their game plan.
And with the exception of their first half interception, Nevada Union has not started a possession past their own 30-yard line.
Spillner hands off. This is Owens finding some room over the left side. Gets about 3. Second and 7 as the play comes in. Justice Spillner in the shotgun. Quick pass in the flats, no good. Case Scott, the receiver. It'll be 3rd down.
Yeah, it looked like Justin Burridge got a hand in there. And this 3rd down, Nevada Union in the first half was 4 of 7 on 3rd down conversions.
Miners looking for a big 3rd down play. Spillner calling out signals. Spillner still has the ball. He's passing, and pass is dropped. Number 87, that's Schnitzes. Usually a very sure-handed receiver. They had everybody fooled. A perfect pass play drawn up, and Schnitzes can't hold on to the football.
No, that was great pass defense there by John Spencer, number 11 for Del Oro. He did get a hand in there, and you'll see it at the tail end of this play, which was, again, brilliantly drawn up. Great pass, gets his left hand in there, and just disrupts Andrew Schnitzes' timing.
So they'll be punting the football. Rush is on, but the kick is away. They're going to kick it, and here is Udofia. Udofia is finding, there's a flag on the field. Udofia is down the sideline. Effortlessly seems to keep moving and does into the end zone for a touchdown. This guy has speed like we haven't seen around here in a while, but there is a flag on the field. Let's see if it's coming back. It appears to be. Udofia catches that football and seems to know that he's going to score. Outruns everybody. Defensive players taking angles on him that are just flat wrong because the speed is so vast. All for naught now. It'll come back here. Looks like the Miners are going to catch a break.
And just for reference, the last 2 blockers that he shook and juked were Travis Owens and Moni Evas, the 2 fastest players for Nevada Union.
Watch him as he goes around the outside here, Steve.
Yeah, exactly. All he does is pick up speed. He has a lot of room to run. And first of all, he gets around Josh Belendez. Or excuse me, that's Tim Rubino. He gets the edge. And here it is. Here are the 2 running backs. There's Moni Evas. Just manages to get around him, who's being blocked by Justin Burridge. And just stops Travis Owens in his tracks.
This is a special player. He's a junior, only 6 foot, 165, but can fly. So offense now on the field for the Golden Eagles, starting at about their 32-yard line. Hand off to the left side. Bevy of Miners there, but after giving up about 7 yards.
Looks like it'll be about an 8-yard gain.
Coming off the bottom of that pile, number 2, that's J.D. Atkinson.
If you can believe it, that is the longest run Del Oro has had tonight.
Wow. Right up the middle now. Big gainer. Kraus Scott there. He meets Ray Thomas, number 10 now, in the game.
That's a 10-yard run, which is the new longest run of the night for Del Oro. And they're not doing anything fancy on these runs. This is just a battle of the line.
Dominic Perikin in the backfield, the I-back. They're going to hand it to Perikin. That's number 22 off the left side. Got some room, got some running room. Right through the left-hand side, makes it to the house. So what we thought the Miners defense stopping the run the entire first half just lets an easy play go off the left-hand side of scrimmage. And Dominic Perikin, the running back senior, goes about
49
yards. Extra point down. And good. So with 9:32 left in the half, 44-14 now. Miners down by 30 points. Here's your replay, Steve.
And this play, I'm really not sure where the hole is. The Nevada Union line comes in strong from the corners. And then from that angle, you can definitely see the hole as James Schnitzes bounces out to the outside to force him in. There's a big gaping hole. The offensive line for DeLauro really came through for Dominic Perikin, and he just outruns the Nevada Union defense. As you see the Mike Bratton State Farm Insurance scoreboard, DeLauro strikes first again, bringing their lead now to 44-14. So Nevada Union managing just 2 yards on their initial possession with 2 incomplete passes. We'll see if they can go back to that strong run game.
Long kick, it's a spinner. It will be taken by Rodriguez, it looks like. No, that's Owens. Travis finding some room on the left-hand side, now cutting inside. And he'll be back to about the 27-yard line. Players have to play for pride now. They are down, and they need to fight for yardage, take some time off the clock, and play for pride.
Well, time right now is not on their side. They definitely need to put some points on the board because their offense is there. They just need to find a way to punch it into the end zone.
Straight handoff now. Inside, and it will go nowhere, not even back to the line of scrimmage. It doesn't appear. Maybe a loss of 1. Play coming in now from the sideline.
Rodriguez out. James Schnitzes will come in.
Owens now slot left. Mighty Mo right. Looks like they want to pass. It's a screen pass, and he's got a lot of room. This is Owens looking for room inside. Now outside, but looks like he is not going to quite make up the full 12 yards they needed for the first down. It'll be 3rd down and maybe 2 or 3 yards. Let's see where they place the ball.
Looks like it'll be 3rd and 1.
Well deceived pass play. Looking to the right and then going left for the screen. Fooled the defense, but not enough. Owens needed to put his head down and just get that first down yardage. Here's Owens again. He's got room inside. Now he's got room in the middle, and he'll go for 10. There's no give up on this team. I'm telling you, this is a lot of character on this team. Man down on the field now. That is number 54, Nick Schutt. Let's see what's happening with him. He looks like he's holding his wrist, Steve.
Yeah, he looks like he's in a pretty good deal of pain here.
Oh, I hate to see this. They look like they're looking at his knee.
Yeah, this is his right knee. No, he's definitely in pain.
You never like to see this.
No, I don't think he's going to be able to walk out of this one. You can see he's grabbing his helmet.
Yeah, they're going to straighten out that leg. It's clearly his left leg.
Yeah, I definitely expect to see him either be helped off the field or possibly a stretcher, depending on if the trainer thinks it's an MCL or ACL, because you really don't want to take any chances with those. He's up, and he's not going to put any weight on it.
No, they're going to help him off. That's a big blow to this offensive line. Number 54 is a stalwart part of it. Nick Just, offensive lineman. Looks like he will be replaced by number 55. Roll void. Here's Owens again, back up the right side. Owens able to get a couple yards before being swamped.
As he's just getting looked at. Still in a pretty good deal of pain.
Second down and about 8. 7 minutes to play. Here it is. He's looking long. He's going to go for the long ball. And it is broken up, almost coming up with the carom off the defender. Travis Owens downfield.
And without Drew Daniels, Travis Owens is the leading, or the second leading receiver, I should say, with 66 yards on 5 receptions.
But with that incompletion, it leaves NU in 3rd down and long.
And Spillner on the night, only 5 of 14. Just over 33%.
Here's the wraparound draw play, and it's wide open. No, it was a fake wraparound draw. Unfortunately, it didn't fool anybody. It fooled me. And now that brings up 4th down. Interesting. They're going to have to punt the football, Steve. .6:24 on the clock here left in the 3rd quarter. Nevada Union unable to move the ball like they did in the 1st and part of the 2nd quarter.
And it looks like they will punt. Nieves is the punter, averaging 34 yards tonight.
Punt is a low one, and they're kicking it away from Trey Udofa. Let's see what happens here. They're just going to down it. Trey not able to pick that ball up. And the Miners will go on defense at about the 25-yard line.
And that is a 33-yard punt for Mo Nieves, who last week averaged 41 yards. So as well as a solid running back, he is also a pretty solid punter.
Clock will start at about 5:47. Golden Eagles with the ball, 1st down. Handoff inside, runs into, that's number 71 for the Miners, Chase Fry. Still able to get about 5 yards. Second down and 6. Secondary play being called now in the backfield. Hurst, the quarterback. Quick pass to the outside. This is Trey, and Trey's got some room on the sideline, but he's not going to get much this time. Trey Dofia able to make a quick move left and right. Falls out of bounds. It'll be 3rd down and 4.
Yeah, this Nevada Union defense really hasn't been playing bad tonight. They really haven't. You cannot fault them for giving up these averages. I mean, in the first half, Del Oro averaged 18 yards per completion.
Straight handoff now. Looks like he's going to fall just about at the 1st down line. Let's see if they get enough. They needed about 3 yards, and they will move the chains. That was number 34, Christian Guerrero, the running back.
Del Oro 3 of 4 on 3rd down conversions.
Quick pass out left. Miners need to catch him before he gets down the sideline. It looked like he stepped out of bounds, but they're going to say he was in, and that's a touchdown. Dalton Gee, Del Oro wide receiver and running back, catches the quick out, and the Miners have yet to be able to figure out how to stop that play.
No, Dalton Gee is just a sophomore, 5'11", 170. And he is their number 3 receiver in terms of receiving yards. But right now, Del Oro is just spreading their offense around. You saw in Nevada Union, the line very confused. They were not in position at the start of that play.
And this is going to make the score. Oh, that's blocked. It is blocked by number 52, Josh Melendez. Melendez right up the middle. Josh never stops. And he's going to make something happen, even if it's something as meaningless as an extra point. Score now, the Golden Eagles 50, the Miners 14. Here's a replay. Steve?
And you'll see, there's the line. Only 2 linemen are set in position at the start of this play. So not only is there ample pass protection, suddenly the linebackers think they have to compensate in case it's a run. But since it's a screen pass, you see J.D. Atkinson completely out of position. A good block there on the side. And a great stiff arm. Looks like he caught the helmet. But as there have only been 9 penalties called tonight, there is no flag, and Dalton Gee just outruns the Miner defense.
So Gee gives a quick happy lap in the end zone. That was Case Scott there, number 10, that had the only real shot at him, missing the tackle going high. And there's your State Farm Mike Bratton scoreboard, 50-14. Long kick, a spinner. It's going to go into the end zone. And the Miners will take over on their own 20.
And this is definitely a must-score possession. They have to get something going now.
Or this is just going to become a real ugly rout. They need to get something going just for pride, like I said earlier.
Well, as it is, it's a 5-possession game. They need to score 5 touchdowns, make every extra point, and 1 2-point conversion just to tie.
Inside handoff. That's Mighty Mo going for a couple. Following his lead block, number 72, Nick McFall inside. Mo, even though it was stopped at the line of scrimmage, managed to get about 3 yards.
Now that's what they put him out there for. He can shake off those arm tackles and just needs 1 step to get back up to full speed.
Here's Owen. Owen finding a little room inside, doing what he does, making a good move and finding enough yardage for the first down.
There's a good 8-yard run from Owens, who really has not had much room. And you really have to give the Del Oro defense credit. They don't miss many tackles. When they get a hand on you, that hand is full of jersey.
So it'll be 1st and 10. And a handoff left side. That was James Schnitzis, number 11. Schnitzis, the junior. His twin brother Andrew also plays tight end, as we've called, and plays linebacker.
And so many of these Nevada Union starters, first stringers, are juniors.
Owens looking for some moves inside. Gets maybe 4, so it'll be 3rd down and 2. Miners bringing the play in from the sideline. Spillner still over center. Change of play now, it looks like, at the line of scrimmage. Let's see what they decide on. Only 2 yards for the first down, and they're not going to get it. Mo hit in the backfield, and he'll have a loss of about 1 or 2, so it'll be 4th down now and 2 yards. I doubt seriously that they will kick.
It looks like they're going to give him a half. This will be inches.
I think that's a very liberal ball placement. I don't think he got back to the line of scrimmage, but it's going to show that they've got 4th down about a yard.
I'll play devil's advocate. Owens did put on a stretch at the end. And Nevada Union is going to take a timeout.
Yep, timeout time. Dennis Houlihan going to talk over the play call with his troops. When you're down 50-14, what do you say as a coach, Steve? I mean, Houlihan's a very positive guy. He's looking for positive things to find about his team to try to prop them up. But what do you say in a timeout like this?
I don't think you address the game at all. I think you focus on the next play and the play after. Don't look beyond that, because if you, I realize I'm being optimistic here, down 36. But if you can string some drives together, the defense really needs to stand up on the next possession regardless of how this one ends up. You really have to just shift the momentum, and you do that by individual plays.
So 4th down play here. Miners on their own 42-yard line. They're going to go with a quick out, and he's going to have plenty of room. This is Owens getting out of bounds at right about midfield. Good quick play by Owens, who gets a good first step on the outside. Play was sealed at the sideline by Enos Arata, giving him enough room to get to that sideline and keep this drive going.
And note the confidence that Coach Houlihan has calling a pitch play when 2 have resulted in one fumble and a massive loss, which ended up as a safety.
Owens, the workhorse, takes another handoff. This time it's for a loss of about 3. About 1:13 left in the 3rd quarter. clearly a different brand of football. The Miners are a ball control team, but when they have these long, extended possessions, they need to get in the end zone. If they're going to play this game, they've got to get in the end zone. And Steve, the game's about the defense. They have not had any defensive backfield tonight that can stop any of these wide receivers. And now, absolutely put to the turf, Tanner Robinson comes in and just plants Spillner. Spillner, I'm surprised, got up so quickly. Here's a replay. There was a man open downfield. Spillner saw him, was ready to let it go. Makes a little pump fake there, looks down, and then just gets planted.
He never looked right. That's the thing. He had his eye on his receiver the whole time. He tried to turn and set his body, but he had no idea Robeson was bearing down on him at all.
And there's the end of the third quarter, and you can see the look on his face, and it says everything. Volumes being said by the look on Justin Spillner's face, and we'll look at it one more time.
Yeah, it's in the line. That's where it all starts. You see the motion going right. Del Oro bringing the pressure. And he's going to roll out left and wait for a play to develop. There it is. Just gets around. That's number 78, Ryan Bradshaw-Gross, trying to block two players at once, and he can't do it. He's completely overloaded. Spillner comes in. He's about to set his feet, and right about now he feels the pressure coming at him. He can't even cock his arm back to attempt the throw before Robeson is on him.
So slowly getting himself up off the ground as the Golden Eagle band plays. There's your line score. 30 points in the second quarter, now 13. The Miners' only scores coming in that second quarter. Long run by mighty Mo Nieves, and a interception resulting in a score by Owens in the second quarter. Miners coming to the line now, 3rd and a mile. Ball on the ground now. They'll look for some place to go. There is no place, and another vicious hit on Spillner. No flags on the field, so they'll have to punt the football away, give the offense another chance. Steve, I don't think that the Nevada Union defense has actually stopped the Golden Eagles since sometime early in the second quarter.
No, Del Oro has had two possessions in this half, and they both resulted in touchdowns. In fact, the last possession that wasn't a touchdown was the interception.
Here's the punt. It's a low punt, kind of a skimmer. It will go out of bounds at about the 31-yard line. What we haven't seen tonight, though, is the bevy of flags that we've been seeing over the last few weeks. Last week it was a laundry fest out there. There were so many yellow flags going on.
Yeah,
now the offense is back on the field here for Del Oro. Quick handoff left side. Good defensive play that time. Josh Melendez catching the ball carrier for no gain.
Melendez will never give up. The score could be 75-0. He'd still be going in there trying to get those tackles for losses.
Yeah, he's thinking about the football game. He's not thinking about the score. Quick handoff again. Back through the left side of the line. good for about 8 yards. That is pure sin.
That brings up 3rd and 1. And DeLauro is now 3 of 4 on 3rd down conversions.
Quickly to the line. DeLauro stacking it up.
Both teams completely stacking the middle. That forces DeLauro to take a timeout. And don't forget, this Sunday, the Nevada Union Basketball Boosters 8th Annual Golf Tournament taking place at Alta Sierra Country Club. You can check that out at nuboosters.org/golf. Again, that is this Sunday, and that same day, the Placer-Hillman Basketball Boosters will be having their 3rd Annual Golf Tournament at Auburn Valley Country Club. Again, both of those going on Sunday, September 28th. If you're a golfer, there's no excuse for not signing up for at least one of those charity tournaments. Go back down to the field. DeLauro set up for a 3rd and 1 on their own 41-yard line.
Quick handoff. He's going to be in there, but I don't think he's going to get it, Steve. He barely made it back to the line of scrimmage.
No, Paul, they're giving him a no gain.
That was Guerrero, Christian Guerrero. You've been listening to Paul Brown and Steve Sitter here at Hooper Stadium. Glad to have you with us. Beautiful night for football, and for the most part, a very good football game, Steve. Miners falling behind, and wheels of the bus went off about midway through the 2nd quarter. And they've tried to go for it, and I think they've been stopped.
Well, this all depends on the spot. The far line judge looks like he will give him a spot that will convert.
Let's see what we've got here. It all depends on the spot, like you. And it will be a 1st down. They will move the flags. So the 8:19 left here in the 4th quarter.
And you stacking the middle.
Quick moves, and now he's going to get away. No one seemed to want to tackle him as Trevon Ryan, backup running back for DeLauro, scores. And that was just a matter of poor tackling, Steve.
But DeLauro is going to get called for a hold way back near the line of scrimmage. And that is only DeLauro's 4th penalty, but their 2nd that has prevented a touchdown.
They'll march this thing off here, and we'll have a replay. Let's see if you can spot the hold, Steve.
Well, Travis Owens is going to come in. He's the linebacker here.
There it is right there. You can see he's got his hands wrapped around him. I think number 78 was being held.
It could have been that. I thought I saw a hold on Mo Nieves as well.
But look how many Miners are in pursuit. No one can catch him. Trevon Ryan. So it'll be 1st down and about 14 now as play continues. This is Ryan again, and Ryan, their backup running backs, got some fresh legs in there. Oh, check that. That's Christian Gennaro.
That's a run of 15 yards. Now remember, the last time DeLauro had a penalty that prevented a touchdown, they marched down the field and scored later in that possession. So NU, if for nothing else other than pride, really need to come up with a stop here.
straight up the middle. Once again, we're seeing Christian Guerrero.
I believe we've seen the last of Logan Hurst throwing passes with 5:30 left in the game, but what an excellent game. 10 for 13.
Wow.
For 211 yards.
Once again, straight up the middle now. That's number 8, Grant Meter. Nevada Union content to just try to hold on. Let this half finish, only 5 minutes left. Game score a foregone conclusion now, 14-50.
They are looking at a 3rd and 3.
And they're going to get the 3 and maybe some more. Off the right side, Pearson. Dominic having a good second half as he'll move the chains one more time.
And suddenly it's the Del Oro offense who is wearing down the NU defense, the exact opposite of what we saw in the first half. And I can't help but wonder if it wasn't for those turnovers, how different this game would be.
Again up the middle, this time a quick stop in there. Chase Fry coming from his right side defensive position, getting hands on the ball carrier Guerrero. Loss of 1.
And Chase Fry, we've called his name a few times tonight. He's definitely shown his presence, especially now that the run is pretty well telegraphed.
There's a pitch up the middle, but they're stopped. And look who's there. That's Chase Fry one more time. Chase having a very, very good football game tonight.
Oh, absolutely. And that's another tackle for a loss.
And you got to hand it to him. They're down 50-14, and he's still playing hard.
Now
I love that.
This NU defense does have a lot to be proud of. Not the best third quarter, giving up those long plays, but really other than that, they have done exceptionally well against a very high-powered Del Oro offense.
And that offsides will back them up 5 yards. It'll be 3rd down and about 16 now. No longer on the field is Trey Udafa, so we don't have to worry about a streak down the sideline from him. So looks like 3rd and 17 now. Quick handoff. It's going to stay up the middle, but he's going to find some room. Outside now, getting not quite out of bounds. Isaac Rodriguez brings down number 22, Dominic Persin. And they will move the chains one more time. Dominic finding some room once he gets past the line of scrimmage, runs past the linebacking core. Darn near scored.
And Rodriguez at 5'5", 150 is quite possibly the smallest player on the field, and he held on to make that tackle. That is dedication.
We're going to talk about player of the game here shortly. I gave Steve Sitter the chance to call it last week. I'm going to call it this week.
I think that's fair.
Well, Rarely do we give a defensive player. I retract that. We gave Josh Belendez the week 1. But this week we're going to give the Player of the Game award to number 71, Chase Fry.
You will get no argument from me on that. He has played fantastic.
A very, very good football game, strong football game, and even late after they got down by many, many points, Chase Fry is still doing the job and showing the heart that he has. So we're going to call number 71 is going to get the beautiful Bill Slades and Son Trucking Player of the Game award. And he can hang that plaque on his wall proudly. 8 seconds left, 7 seconds. This game is in the books. NU falling to the Del Oro Golden Eagles, 50-14 here. There's number 71, Chase Fry, taking down the Bill Slade and Sons Trucking Player of the Game award.
Number 41 had 6.
Exciting game for about a quarter and a half, Steve, and then the strength and depth of this Del Oro Golden Eagles team took over. That, along with a couple of penalties and some poor execution on the part of the NU team, results in a loss here in their first SFL league game. Players and coaches congratulate each other as they march off the field. I believe we'll have a few stats from Steve Sitter before we sum the football game up. There's our State Farm Insurance Mike Bratton scoreboard. No scoring in the fourth quarter. Game was pretty much decided before that. Up 31 points at the beginning of the fourth. You see the players on the track. As the tradition holds, we'll sing the alma mater. Steve Sitter.
Well, the second half was definitely much kinder to Del Oro. Even though the scoring wasn't there, I think their offense played much, much better. In the first half, Del Oro only rushed the ball for 17 yards. In the second half, they rushed it for 140. And true, a lot of those came on the big plays, but they were also starting to grind, especially in that fourth quarter with 66 rushing yards. And it's really hard to say anything about NU's offense in the second half. They only had 3 possessions. They punted in all 3 and only a total of 17 offensive plays. So you really can't say too much, although those 2 sacks in the third quarter, that really just took the wind out of their sails. I mean, even without that, Justice Spillner was 5 for 12 on the night, which is not great. Right around his completion percentage, but only 42 passing yards once you take out all of the losses from the sacks. But look at Del Oro's passing game. Logan Hurst, 10 of 12 for 210 yards, 21 yards per completion.
Wow.
And only the 1 interception, the only Del Oro turnover. And that's the big thing. NU, 3 turnovers, 21 points off of them. And that's it. And those are all first half points. You take those 21 points off the board and really take off the safety too, since that came off of a fumble recovery. You take that off, you go into halftime tied. And how much of a difference does that make? That second half plays out in a completely different fashion, and you might even stay in this game longer.
Well said, Steve, and a nice job with statistics tonight as we see a circle prayer being led by one of the defensive players of NU. Executive producer has been Gilbert M. Dominguez. Thank you, Gilbert. Camera operators Paul Town, Tony Rondani, and Samuel Enos. Announcers Paul Brown and Steve Sitter, thank you for joining us. Remote Facilities, the Commander 2. Commander Maintenance, Plaza Tire and Auto Service. Reeby's Auto Parts, Bill Slade and Sons Trucking, thank you for the Player of the Game Awards. Dookie Engravers as well. Touchdown Accounting, Cinto Graziano, LLP. So for Steve Sitter, Paul Brown, thank you for joining us tonight. You can order your DVDs by calling the number on the screen. You can also see us on YouTube, Comcast Channel 11 and Channel 16. For Paul Brown, Steve Sitter, this has been your Touchdown Productions NorCal Game of the Week. Thanks for joining us.